So as I just told the story about the barn being struck by lightning and burning to the ground when I was 5, I must have been 4 for this story because Dad had had the barn whitewashed, which was a disinfectant measure in those days. A crew would come in and they used some kind of lime preparation, and so they sprayed everything down, and I mean everything. They did the walls, the rafters, those old bank barns would have this peeling white stuff on. I don't know how often a farmer would have this done. Maybe as often as he could afford to. I don't know. Dad had had it done. So this has attracted a crew. The local farmers all came to check it out. It's kind of, well, it was a small farming community. We didn't have the internet, right? So it's after dinner in the evening. And the menfolk are all gathered down at the barn. And again, I'm 4 years old, right? Somehow I managed to slip Mother's apron strings. I'm going to go join the exalted bastion of manhood, you know what I mean? How do I do this? I can't just waltz right in. I'll get chased out, right? And go back to your mother, boy. So I snuck down the side of the barnyard, from fence post to fence post. And down around the side of the barn. Oh, I made it this far. Nobody noticed me, there's hope. So I'm peeking around the corner of the barn. I'm peeking around. There's everybody. There's 2 benches right up against the barn. There's Dad and the head tribal council, as I envision it. And then the other farmers are gathered around sitting on milk jugs and pieces of equipment and whatever. I'm this close, you know what I mean? How do I enter? How do I do this? Well, I'll just stick a, blade of grass there in my teeth and put my hands in my pockets and waltz right out into the middle of it all. Ain't nobody paying me any mind. Whoa, this is good. I'm here, man. Wow. I can't believe my good fortune. There on the end of the bench, like at the head council, there's an opening. So I plunk right down. I can't believe my good fortune. But of course, I am the king's prince, so I belong here, right? Nobody's paying me any mind. I got it made. But wait a minute. Something's going awry. My bottom's soggy. I'd sat in a cow pie. You know what a cow pie is, right? Yeah, a big 4-inch deep puddle. Like about, bit of a wet mixture of cement texture. That's why the end of the bench was empty. And of course, the whole crew had been onto it all the time. Onto me, onto my ploy, right? So I'm sitting there with this soggy realization. How do I extricate myself from this with any dignity? Well, I couldn't figure out how to do that, so I burst into tears and ran back up to the house. Ears burning with the laughter of the menfolk who'd witnessed it all. Yeah, my first foray into, what I envisioned as the exalted halls of manhood had failed dismally. I ran back crying to Mummy's apron string with a soggy bottom. Well, hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at?